is funny. That is a great. That was something. That was, oh my God. That was, yeah.
Hi, Teddy.
That was about as angry as I've been in a long time.
Yes, but he needs to relax. You need to relax, boy.
Yeah. Are we live?
Oh yeah, we're live.
Okay, good. So they started with that. Just so you know, that'll all make sense to all of you in a
we go.
second. I didn't have a fit of rage. There's an actual point to that story. But everybody, welcome to this episode. We've actually got I think you guys are really going to love this episode. And honestly, whether you know a newer agent or you just know an agent, this is going to be a good episode
You
for
don't
them.
have to be a new agent.
No, I was going to say because I'm specifically going to talk about today what a new agent should be doing. I think that's really, because I get that question all the time. And I've debated about doing it because I don't really, it doesn't apply to everyone. But then I started thinking about it and I'm like, honestly, when I started in my head, I was just sitting in the sauna and going what should a new agent be doing? It's really every agent. There's a couple things that apply to brand new, obviously, but then there's also some stuff that it's like when you talk about even a seasoned agent, it's like you need to go back and redo this.
Yeah.
This is why you're struggling right now. So we're gonna get into depth on that. We're also gonna talk about some big stuff that's happened in the industry. We'll get into that. So stick around for that. But I feel like we need to, by the way, welcome everybody. I have my wife here, Miss Linda James.
Hello.
I have my dog here,
Teddy James.
Miss Teddy James. Mr. Teddy James, not Miss, I'm sorry.
Mr. Teddy
You can kind of
James.
see his head just reaching over her leg there a little bit. We're joined by Tom in the back here.
There we go. Hello.
Yep, and we just had quite the convo. We'll see if one day it ends up on a podcast.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
But maybe not, we'll see. But
Yeah.
it's something I'd never force, but if it were to come out, then fantastic. And to explain what the opening to this was, because I don't know if you're including that in the opening or not, but it basically started with me talking about being as angry as I've ever been in my life.
On Valentine's Day.
Came from which makes it sound even worse right now.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. So we went. Why don't you set the stage?
How am I setting it? As far as where
You made a book. I don't know anything about this. So we
Okay.
don't generally do gifts, but she decided to do a fun.
Okay, so weeks and weeks before Valentine's,
I wish we had it right now.
I decided to take advantage of AI and let's just create a book and talk about Jared and talk about me as stepmom and wife and mom to my kids, and then the boys, my kids as well. It's our life story, but really Jared James wrote it. And so
It's kind of a joke, right?
yeah, a total joke.
Yeah.
I wanted AI to create humor on everything, but I also gave him insight to who we are. So I shared our social media pages, our photos of our families, who we vacation with, and who those people are to us. But most recently, I shared our New York trip with my girlfriends.
Where I went on the
And so-
ladies' trip.
Yeah, and,
As the guy.
and our friend Jim Bergers also
Yes,
attended. So
yes.
he was also the other man. But so anyways, I put this really cool book together. It must have been 12 chapters. It's a legit hardcover.
Yeah. Oh no, it's a book.
book.
It's a book.
And
which
it
when I get
has-
to the part of my
Tom,
story,
have you
it'll
even
make
heard
sense.
this yet?
Yeah, no, because I went over Jared's house one day and
you
I
heard
saw it
about
and I was
this.
like, "Did you write another book?"
By the way, same reaction I had.
Yeah.
Did I write another book?
So I had this book, and the only person that was in on this whole entire joke, because I wanted to give this to Jared on Valentine's Day, but I wanted him to stumble across it. But it wasn't working out as planned in the house. So I put it on the coffee table. The candle was lit next to it. He blew the candle out, but didn't pay attention to the book. So I was like, oh shoot, well that didn't work. So I told my girlfriend Sarah, who came over for appetizers.
I have an keen ability to not notice anything around me. You guys have no idea. I have the ability to do one of two things. I have the ability to either be ridiculously detailed and every little thing is going to bother me and I'm going to no, we got to change that. What's that doing over there? Push that over there. No. I call it OCD tendencies.
Yeah, everything has a spot.
And then I have this other ability, which is the exact opposite, where I will notice nothing. Just
Well, that's what happened here.
in a
because
zone, yeah.
That was on the coffee table all afternoon. Remember, we were just laying around, not doing anything. That was just there all afternoon. So
it was on there the whole time?
the whole time. So I was like, Sarah, what do? I need to take this book. And she's like, oh, take it to the restaurant. I'm like, well, where am I going to put it? 'Cause I wasn't taking a purse or anything. And so I'm like, shoot. So I had to take a purse.
You could just
the
put
book
it
there.
in Jim's back pocket because he's flat back there anyway. So the book wouldn't make any
Well,
difference.
Jim wasn't in on it, okay? So he couldn't know.
Okay.
Anyways, we take this book, and I'm trying to figure out. So we're at the restaurant. I'm trying to figure out. So how do I get this book into our waiter's hand? Because now I'm thinking, oh, how cool would it be if the waiter came up and said, oh my gosh, are you Jared James? I just picked up your book at the bookstore. Okay, so I'm like, okay, this is really cool. And Sarah's like, yes.
Which, you know, by the way, would instantly become annoying to me because now I'm like, this guy's going to be serving
knows
us the
who
whole
I am.
time. Leave me alone. Yeah.
Okay, so I had to get Jared away from the table now because I needed to talk to our waiter. And so I was like, shoot, how am I going to do that? Great, I will text Noah James. And so I'm like, Noah, I need you to text your dad and say, oh my gosh, Teddy threw up. Or I said, could you help me with something? Like, he's like, yeah, of course, anything. Like, I'm playing a prank on your dad. Say that Teddy threw up, and like you can't hear him because it's too loud, which was too loud because there was a band playing at the restaurant, and we were right up by the band.
This is the first time I'm hearing this part of the story.
So Noah would have to say like, Dad, I can't hear you. Like, could you please like go somewhere where it's quiet? And this way, the waiter would come to our table at some point, and I could be like, hey, I need you to hand this book to Jared. Act as if like you're shocked that this is him, that you just got the book, whatever, the whole entire thing. So, and he's like, great, like when should I do it? I said, give me like 2 minutes. He's like, great, I'll call in 2 minutes. And then that's it. So Noah calls.
Wait, do you want me to take over now?
Yeah, so Noah calls you.
Okay, so I didn't know any of that. So now I have a rule, as long as I'm not like on stage or whatever, you know, if my wife calls, if my kids call, you know, I pick up the phone, right? It's just like, what's going on? Like, you need to make sure it's not an emergency, not whatever. So I pick it up, and Noah is there. Noah's my son, for anybody who's listening right now and didn't know that. Noah's my son, and now I'm going to be very honest, we're at Valentine's dinner.
With another couple.
We've
yeah.
been to happy hour. I'm a couple drinks in. Now, I'm not like, you know, but I'm at a fun Valentine's dinner. I'm feeling good. This is awesome. Like, we're in fun zone. Like, here we are, and I'm having a great time. And my son calls, and he immediately sounds like something's wrong. And based on the story you just told, he decided not to go with your story. So he says to me, Dad, I need you.
And I don't know this. So
Dad, I need you to step away from the table. And I'm like, what? So I immediately am like, what the heck's going on? So I'm like, guys, excuse me, whatever. I get up and I go over to the corner of the room and I'm on the phone. And he starts telling me, Dad, I got pulled over. The cops behind me. I was doing over 70 miles an hour over the speed limit. I don't know what to do. I'm scared.
Oh my God.
He went
Did
from...
he act it out in his voice too? Like I'm legit scared. Like or could you tell he was joking around?
Yeah.
Okay, so you could actually hear it.
And he's got his friends in the car, and now I go into mode, and his friends start chirping up, Mr. James, oh, what are we going to do? It was more like 75, not 70. And they're laughing.
That's amazing.
Guys, I am not happy. I'm pissed right now.
Okay, and then at my table, Jim is like, oh boy.
Oh, I got real serious
Oh,
real quick.
boy.
Oh, and
It doesn't look good.
Oh,
Oh,
and
boy,
I
it
put
doesn't
the
look
fear of
good.
God into these kids because they're joking around, and I think my son, because I said to him, I said, Noah, that's not, what do you mean what's going to happen? I said, you're about to get arrested. They're going to take your license. That's over the amount that's allowed. Where are you? Like, I start going to that mode. And the kids in the car start joking around, Mr. James, you know, whatever. And I literally, when I say I got like super, you know, and I said, boys, I'm going to need you to shut your mouths and let me talk to my son. Like, I was ticked. And then all of a sudden you heard like a pin drop. Like, they were just like, oh God. Like, I think they realized they had screwed up. And now I'm talking to Noah, and I am not happy. And I'm like, where are you? You know, what are you talking about? You were doing over 70 plus miles an hour over the speed limit. Like, I'm like, are you stupid? What are you doing? Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, in what world would that be? Like, and I'm like trying to like figure this out. Are you joking right now? And everything got very serious very quick. And that must have been when Jim was like, oh boy, what's happening over there? And then he just out of nowhere goes, Dad, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh wait, so he did tell you he was kidding before you sat down at the table?
Yes, but what does that matter?
Oh.
Because I'm like, what do you mean you're just kidding? did it happen, or why would you call me and kid like that?
Yeah.
And he's, I'm just kidding. I said, Noah, is something, what do you mean you're just kidding? You're there, the cop's there. I said, FaceTime me right now. Like, I want to see where you are. He's like, Dad, no, I just kidding. I'm like, what do you mean you're just kidding? Like, if that just happened, in my head, I'm trying to think of who do I know within the police department to keep my kid from not getting arrested right now. Literally, that's where I'm going in my head. Like, I'm filtering through who I know, who do I need to call right now. Hey, I don't mind he needs to get in trouble. Like, can we not get him arrested? I'll come get him. I'll come. Like, I'm ready to call in every favor, we need to go, like, and then, by the way, favor, great, he's not going to get arrested, but he's going to die that night. I'm going to kill him. You know what I mean? Like, he's better off he'd probably beg to get arrested.
Oh.
No, sir, take me in. Put me behind bars.
It's
God.
the
Yeah.
process.
Nope, this is, I need to learn a lesson.
There's a
Just do
lesson
not
to
let
learn.
my dad come down here, right? I am livid.
Well,
the
then you
maximum.
come back to the table.
So now I come back to the table, and this is where I am not in the right frame of mind. I am now trying, look, those couple of drinks, gone. They don't matter anymore. I am normal.
So-
I am right here. So now,
he comes to the table and he's like, Jim's like, what the heck? Well, okay, during that time when that's happening, I talked to our waiter. Our waiter's totally in on it, very excited. I had to calm Jim down because Jim really thought that something was like
there was.
wrong.
Oh, there was.
Oh, and Sarah's like,
Guys,
calm
I
down,
was
Jim.
coming back
Calm
to
down,
tell
Jim."
you all, because now I'm trying to figure out, what do you mean nothing's going on? Something's going on? Nothing's going on? I don't know what's going on. I came back to the table in very short amount of time to say, guys, I'm so sorry, but dinner's over. Babe, we got to go.
Well-
and I was going to go find Noah because I thought something's going on.
Well, you did come back to the table, and I'm like, and then you told me the story, and I'm like, shoot, that was not how it's supposed to go. But and the
Oh, it
waiter,
almost ruined the night.
The waiter
I
didn't.
was not
hasn't
happy.
come yet because he was just kind of gonna wait a little bit.
I'm worried about my kid now.
Well, I said to you, well, look at his location. Pull up the app on your phone because he had the car app and see how fast he was going. So you did start to do that. You started to pull up the app on the phone to see if you could look at the speed, which it does track, like the speed of the car at one point. But during that time, the waiter comes.
No, hold
up.
on. Let me tell this part.
I have all this in video too. Maybe I should
Okay,
share
so
it.
I want to preface this by saying, anytime anybody ever comes over, we're super nice. I go out of my way. Like, it's like whatever. I am not in the mood for this right now. And the waiter comes over, and he's being
gosh.
different, and he's holding a book with my face on it. And he
Wait,
starts...
could you zoom in on? Wait, maybe not.
Well,
Here,
babe,
I'm
you can
gonna-
just give that to him afterwards. He can put it
Yeah.
up. He can post edit it. You
We're
don't
gonna
even need to do
post
that.
it. We're gonna post edit this
He'll just
after.
post edit
Okay,
it.
this
Just
is
send
gonna
that
be
to
the
Tom
book.
after, okay?
Yes.
So you would think I would put together, it was the picture of me on the girls' trip, looking off into the distance as a joke with all of your purses around my neck. But he's walking over and he's doing a look. Now, for those of you that are watching, that are listening to this and not watching, he's doing like a walking over, holding the book, pointing to it like, is this you? Is this you? And he's walking over, and I'm not in the mood. And I am not of right mind. Like, I am thinking my son is about to get arrested and or about to end Valentine's dinner. And he goes, oh my God, is this you? And I went, yes, it is. And he goes, did you write this book? And I am in my head thinking, did I write that book? I literally am like, I don't remember writing that book, but there it is. There's the book. I must have written it. Like, I don't remember writing it, but maybe I'm just so angry right now. I wrote a book I don't remember about.
gosh.
Like, okay, like, all right. So I'm like, yeah, that's whatever. And he's like, oh my God, would you sign the book? And I'm like, and I'm not even, I'm not doing normal. Someone come say hello. I am not even, I'm like, whatever, give me the pen, whatever. Like, I'm basically like, just get out of here. Like, I'm done. So I sign it, and then Linda or somebody goes, shouldn't we take a picture? And I go, no picture. Thank you, I'm good, no picture. I am not in the mood for this right
Jared's
now.
like, where did he get this book?
Yeah.
He's like, the bookstore. He like shows us the book.
I'm like, I guess I wrote that book.
And we look at the back of it. It's like priced at $34 and something change. We're like, what? But yeah, he's like, okay, whatever.
But then you guys start like joking around or like laughing.
I was just busting up laughing. I
Yeah,
couldn't
and
keep
now
it.
I see this. And again, I just want everybody to be clear. Like, I'm usually very like aware and like I catch up. I was not in the right mode. Like, I'm worried about my son right now. Like, is he about to get arrested? Like, I'm livid inside right now. And then I start realizing, like, you know, everything in the world's not making sense right now. I would have known if I wrote a book. Like, I didn't write that book. And, you know, and then I'm like, I did actually write books, not that one. And now I start realizing something's going on here. I haven't put it all together. She's laughing, they're lauuging. And, yeah, it was just
hilarious.
a big fraudulent book.
It was fun.
Which
but-
is hilarious, though. If you open it up, it has a whole chapter on Noah, you know, whatever, high school, Grayson
The
in
title
college.
is Zen and the Art of Overthinking. And Jared's like, I'm not an overthinker.
I'm actually not, though.
But like literally there's 12 chapters and it talks about like mindfulness in the world of distractions, family first, overthinking second, Linda's guides to keeping it simple, Grayson's college chronicles, Noah's guide to high school survival.
Like just
there's
all
like
sorts
literally
of
all this
Jim's
stuff.
entrepreneurial lessons.
It was
you know,
hilarious.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so we'll
and like
have
you
to
read
show
it, and it's
to you
legit a
guys.
written book. Like it is like a 200-page written book.
Yeah.
Like it was,
And
the work was done.
The funny part is that you did sign it.
Yeah. Well, I was in a zone. I'm like, I'll sign it. But then once you started in pictures, just get out. No, I'm done. I'm
So
done.
we kept the book. The waiter gave
The
gave
book
it
is
back
on
to
our
us.
coffee table.
Yeah, it is on our
Yeah, it will
coffee
stay on our coffee table as a joke. We will laugh every time
Anyways,
we see it.
it was fun.
But it was
fun
a
little
fun
gift.
little joke. So anyway, that was, for anybody who's paying attention at the beginning, that was the angriest that I had been.
Yeah.
I
And
thought,
then we told Noah you took it too far. He's like,
oh my God. I'm like,
I'm
Noah,
not too
how did you
sure.
go from the dog
Not too
threw
sure
up?
why I
For the
did that.
next assignment, don't
I
go
know.
that hard.
Oh, I know it.
That's crazy.
We did not say that. We did not agree on that.
That was
He's like, yeah, I guess I did. I did take that a little far.
yeah, a little.
And I'm
just
like,
a little bit.
are you kidding me? You know? At one point, I called out one of his friends. One of his friends' name is Luca. And I said, I literally went, Luca, did you guys just pick up the phone and you just lied to me? Are you lying to me right now? And Luca is just, it got serious quick. Like,
Yeah.
woo, yeah. So anyway, that was a good time. But we ended up enjoying the rest of the night.
Oh, it was
it turns
fun.
out it's a great gift. It was just executed poorly. It was executed poorly. All right, guys, we take this break in action right here from this episode to tell you about a company that I think every one of you individually, team, brokerage-wide, whatever, needs to be using, which is StackWrap. StackWrap.com. Guys, if you're watching this right now, you know that you have a whole lot of bookmarks, you know, on your computer. And we have all sorts of tech tools and all of these kinds of things, which is awesome. But if you're not using them, if you're not implementing, if it's just confusing you, what is the point? And so StackWrap is that place where you consolidate everything into one place, single sign-on. You see everything in one place, whether it's your CRM, whether it's your Jared James Academy, whether it's your email, whether it's your calendar, whether it's your Monday.com, whether it's whatever it happens to be, all in one place. And now they have an individual option as well. So if you're an individual, get on over to stackwrap.com. But if you are a brokerage or you are a team, no matter what size you are, this company is absolutely blowing up right now. And their pricing right now is not what it's going to be a year from now. So if you have a team of 10, a brokerage of 3,000, a whatever it happens to be, head on over to stackwrap.com, talk to one of their reps, and get going. I promise you won't regret it, especially as a brokerage or a team. You can actually see what your people are doing. You can see heat maps of where they are. There's so much you can do. Go check them out. You won't regret it. Stackwrap.com. So that was what that was. Outside of that, like I said, we got some stuff to talk about. I'm heading out this week. I head to, for anybody at ERA, I'll be heading to the ERA convention this week in Austin. I'm doing I think one of the opening keynotes on Tuesday, and then doing a session on Wednesday as well. I'm looking forward to that.
That's going to be fun. You might actually see some Compass leadership there, possibly.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Yeah.
Actually, myself will be there. Mike and Tom Ferry will be there. Alex, the CEO of ERA, my buddy will be there.
Who knows? Maybe Robert might show up.
What's that?
Robert might show up.
He's
from
been going to a lot,
Compass,
so
yeah.
I'll probably see Robert from
Yeah, he was
Compass.
just at C21's stuff.
Yeah, so I'll be, I get in late, but then I'll be there, I'll be backstage Tuesday morning getting ready, and then hopefully get a chance to see some people. So if you're at that convention, hopefully I get a chance to catch up with some of you. That'll be fun. Austin's a good time, and so I'll be there for a couple nights. So it should be a good time. Outside of that, we've had some stuff before we kind of get into what a new agent should be focused on. We've had some really important things that have happened the last week, one of which I haven't even done a video on. By the way, the last podcast we did where I kind of went off on taxes, that took off. I think the video on TikTok has like 500,000 views. What's wrong with my jacket?
Just fix your jacket.
What's going on here?
Go.
What are you
There
telling? You
you
can just
go.
say it. What's wrong with it?
There you go.
I have a little
Now
too
you
much
look
chest
good.
is showing? What's wrong?
No.
Was my
that
nipple
looks good.
showing? What happened? Anyways.
I know that was a really good, really good reel that you put together.
Well, a little rant. You
Yeah,
know?
I
It's
know.
so funny though. It's like
How
I
people
ranted
respond, huh?
on taxes, which you would think everybody would be on board with. And they'd be like, yes, we are overtaxed. Screw the government. And yet you still have people jumping in there. Typical white privilege. You don't want to pay your fair share. And I'm just like, God, if you're that wrapped
it must have been a
up-
lady, huh?
if you're that wrapped up in like politics and everything else, like you literally need to check your life, like check like your peace, like because someone like that, they just have a certain version of the world, and my God, they're at war at all times. It's just like, come on, you really think we all pay too little taxes? Like you're on the side of the government on this one. You don't think they're wasting at like crazy, like the government was supposed to build roads, protect the country, and make sure we're safe. And like, that's what they were supposed to do. They now have their hands in everything, like absolutely everything. And like I said on the last episode, it's like a frog in boiling water. Little by little by little by little, you start to think it's more normal, more normal, more normal, more normal. And then in COVID, they told you who could go to work and who couldn't, and they put a ton of small businesses out of business. And then those people who worked for people or worked for the government, they started getting checks to keep them alive. Like, it's just like, come on, guys, wake up. Like, this isn't a left-right thing. This is just like allow people to live their lives,
Yeah.
And so anyway, it was funny that kind of went a little viral, which was kind of interesting. But then I haven't made a video on this yet, but I'm going to make a video on this soon. The Florida, not the Florida, like there's several.
The Florida.
Florida just passed with an 80% vote to eliminate property taxes on
wow.
primary homes. So if you're an investment home, no. Now, it still has to pass in the Senate at a 60% rate. But yes,
Wow.
you know what I mean? Like, yes, abso-freaking-lutely. Like, that was the point I was making. I couldn't believe I saw that right after, I kind of had that rant last time where it was like, hey, you've already been taxed. Think about it. What are property taxes? When you buy a property and you own a property, do you ever actually own it? If you own a property outright, meaning you bought it, just hear me out on this, and you own it outright, you still owe property taxes to the government, which means you don't own it. Because if you don't pay those property taxes, what do they do with the property that you quote unquote own? What's the government do?
I'll take it from you.
Takes it away. Who owns it, guys? Like, think about that for a second. How is it that I live in a world where I can buy something, make the payments, own it outright, and no matter what I do the rest of my life, I will always still have a payment on it to the government? That is insane. Like, that is absolutely insane. And yet a lot of people who are listening to me right now hear that, and they're kind of like, you're kind of thinking it through, and you've never really thought about it. In what world can I buy a property, work my whole freaking life, pay that thing off, own it outright, and then not have a job, retire, can't afford monthly payments? That's why I paid it off. And if I can't afford their property taxes, which, by the way, go up and up and up and up and just keep going up, the government takes my property. Well, I guess it was never really mine if they can take it from me.
Okay, so I have a question then. So let's say it does pass on the second round. Are they going to tack on taxes elsewhere possibly to help make up for it?
No,
That's a
there's
big chunk
nothing
of
to
money
make
that
up
they're
for
going
it.
to lose.
That's exactly my point. That is exactly. Think about the states that don't have
Maybe they'll
a state income tax.
Oh yeah.
They're usually the states that have the highest, not deficit, what's it called?
Surplus.
Surplus. It's not the taxes they're taking in, it's the spending. Like, that's what it comes down to. It's the spending. Look at what New York just did. So New York with Mondami, the first snowstorm, for a lot of you who don't know about this, it was an absolute crap storm, meaning they could not get rid of the snow. They couldn't get people to get rid of the snow. The city was completely overwhelmed. And so what they did for the next storm was that they started offering to residents of New York $30 an hour to come in and actually snow shovel. Now, they had to bring 2 forms of ID. They don't need ID to vote, but they need 2 forms to snow shovel. And what happened was thousands of people came in, filled out the forms, did what they were supposed to do, left and came back and got paid. And nobody's talking about it. They had no way to hold them accountable to know that they were actually paying people who actually worked. And so what people did was they came in, gave their forms of ID, brought a shovel, walked around for a few hours, came back and went, hey, I worked 5 hours, and they're getting paid. They had no form of accountability. That's called waste, like absolute waste. And yet they're talking about raising the property taxes in New York by 9.5%. In New York, which is crazy. They're already completely out of control, right? And so my point is that that's a great example when you look at Florida that says, hey, we're going to eliminate property taxes, and they voted, and hopefully it's going to pass. The point is not that they don't have enough taxes, it's that places have way too much spending. They've gotten involved in things they're not supposed to be involved in. And so it'll be such a great case study if they eliminate property taxes, which never should have. The fact that we even argue about property taxes and say, should they be there or shouldn't they be there, is exactly what they want you to do. Because once they introduce something, this is what I said last week when I said frog in boiling water. Once they introduce a tax, once they introduce a rule, once you introduce something, it becomes completely normal, right? Like if before COVID, you thought the government was going to tell you when and where you could go, whether you could go to work, what you had to put over your face, you would have been like, are you out of your freaking mind? No chance. And then very quickly, what do? Do I have to wear a mask still? Do I have to? Because it became normal. And that's what happens with taxes, is that they put these taxes in place and it just becomes normal. And so to take it away, it's like, whoa, wait a second now. You can't take that away. You can't, whatever. It's like, well, why is it there to begin with? Because again, like I said yesterday, and you know what I didn't say on the last one? Last one I talked about, and I said how you get taxed on your income, and then the goods you buy, you get taxed on the goods with the income you were already taxed on. And then I said, and then you buy property and you get taxed on that sale. And then there's conveyance taxes, and then there's property taxes, and then there's when you sell it, there's taxes, and then there's death taxes, and then there's, you know what I didn't say? All of the companies paying you on the money you're taxed on, like my employees, guess what happens to that money before I pay them?
You get taxed.
I get taxed on it.
Big time.
Yeah.
Tom goes big time. Before I give it to them and they get taxed. And before what's ever left over and goes to me and I get taxed again, all of it was already taxed on. Mm-hmm. Think about that. Insane. And so when I say, hey, Florida's talking about eliminating the property taxes, why was that ever a thing? Why was a conveyance tax a thing, an income tax a thing, a sales when you sell it, property gain, what do you call it? Not property, it's called property gains. What's it called? Income tax. What's the property?
Why are we blanking right now?
What's the word I'm thinking of? Capital gains.
Capital gains, yeah.
Capital gains is a thing. Why is it a thing? Because a bunch of people get together and vote and go, another tax, another tax, another tax, another tax, another tax, all so they can feed all of their corrupt friends. And then they put together these bills and they say, this is the Feed the Children bill. And then in that bill, that's about 5% feed the children, is all this stuff about testing frogs for this and giving money over to this and doing that has nothing to do And everyone who votes on it doesn't want to, if they ever run for higher office, they don't ever want to be told or have said in a debate where they won't get the time, because you get 60 seconds to go back and forth. They won't have the time to actually say what the reality of the situation is. They don't want to be told or have said in front of an audience, well, they voted against the Feed the Kid bill. They voted against money for impoverished children. And it's like, no. There was $2 billion in there for gold shoes for frogs. Like, but nobody talks about that, you know? And so that's the game. And so they have all these taxes, which really most of them go to just bullcrap things that nobody would ever vote for. But because they all keep feeding each other, and they all keep feeding each other's pockets, and they're all corrupt, and they all whatever, the system just keeps going and going and going. And so no, do you need property? No, you don't need a property tax.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're trying to feed more bull crap. You know, that property was already taxed.
Is there any state in the U.S. that doesn't do property tax right now?
No,
So this
that would be the first place that says no.
Interesting.
And by the way, I love the idea of going the other direction. There's been talks about getting rid of the capital gains tax, you know, but again, we need more than talk. It needs to actually happen. You know, the real question becomes, why is that taxed to begin with? Why is success taxed? Part of the issue right now with many homes that aren't hitting the market right now is because you have people who have lived in them, or they bought them and the market increased like it did, you know, the last few years. Or you've had people who have lived in them for a long time and they've made a lot of profit, which is the American dream to do that. But because they made too much money, and by the way, their money's already been taxed, now the government's going to take another clip when they sell again. And those people are like, I'm not selling then. I'm not selling and giving a huge amount of money to the government that they don't deserve. And it's keeping a lot of people from selling. They're going, nope, then I just won't sell. Because look, it's the old adage. When you look at real estate people who really make money, their whole game is not selling. You know, whether it's doing it through a 1031 exchange, whether it's just refinancing the property and hold it forever and rent it out, their whole game is to not create a taxable event, which is selling. So you're de-incentivizing what creates a healthy market, which is buying and selling, because they're all avoiding these bullcrap taxes that never should have been, you know? And guys, and for everybody listening right now, I know you're not used to real estate trainers talking like this, you know, or like, you know, people with my following or like that do the events I do all over the place are talking like this. They're usually much more put together and they're much more political about everything. And, you know, oh, but then this, but oh, yeah, I guess you can see what they're doing and whatever. But this is just the reality. Like, it's gotten out of control. It's gotten completely out of control. And that's not, you know, me going, you know, I don't want to pay my fair. I don't mind paying my fair share. What I don't want to do is work for the government because I'm successful, which is what happens. Once you pull your way out, and let's just be very clear, guys. I'm a kid who moved all over the place, you know, had a single mom that lived in a trailer park, that did, you know, all of this kind of stuff, and pulled myself out. And what I get for that is that the majority of my money goes to the government. That was never supposed to be. That was never supposed to be. You know, I remember joking around when with my mother when my kids were younger and we were talking about them going to college, and I just started to quote unquote make it and, like, you know, really start to do well. And I said, man, I'll tell you what, when my kids are ready for college, I'm better off being you when you were raising me than I am being me. Because you would have gotten nothing but free college for them. I will get royally screwed.
You're just hoping they academically do well.
Yeah,
I really
like,
hope you do well on your.
Do you know what I mean, though? It's like
I really hope you pick up a sport.
God, you're better.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you're incentivized to stay below average.
Yeah.
And as long as you stay below average, we, the government, will keep taking care of you, and we'll keep subsidizing you, and we'll keep doing. Just make sure you vote our way, and that's either side, guys. Like, both parties do it, by the way. They both do it. You know. So if you're on this right now and you're listening to me and you're like, you know, that's right, you know, he's whatever, or you're on the other side and you're going, God, everything's just gotten so freaking political, like, where everybody sees things through their own lenses and thinks that you're on their side or you're against their side or you're, you know, whatever. And it's just like, you get into the real world and almost nobody is all the way left or right. We're way more nuanced than that. You know, there is no gang, there is no team that you're on. You know, there's bull crap on both sides. That's the truth. But this whole tax thing in our country right now has gotten out of control. You know.
Well, you have Florida doing that, and then you have California. Our governor is like, let's tax
Electric
vehicles.
They already tax the gas at the highest level in the state, which is why like
I know, but now they're like, how about electric cars?
Yeah,
Wait,
so
we're
now
not getting taxed
because
enough.
they said they made a mandate that all the electric cars are going to be, you know, by like 2030, like only electric cars in California, which by the way is worse for the environment,
Yeah,
guys.
I don't know
Open
that's
your
ever gonna
eyes.
happen. You
Stop
can't-
believing all of your propaganda. It's worse for the environment. But now because they did that and they realized, crap, the highest gas taxes in the country, we're going to lose that revenue and we won't be able
tax
to give
mileage
$500
now.
billion for mansions for raccoons, you know, like whatever they're going to do, some stupid thing that they're going to do. Now they want to install something on your car that watches your mileage and now taxes you on mileage on
electric
on
vehicles.
electric vehicles. Like what? Like guys, you're out of control. I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to put that thing on their car and drive right out of your state, which they're already doing.
And they'll charge you for leaving the state.
Yeah. Oh, there's another thing they're trying to do. They're trying to charge you for leaving the state. It's just gotten out of control.
Yeah.
I remember the last presidential election, they were talking about taxing people on unrealized gains, meaning like if your stock portfolio or something goes up, even if you don't sell, you tax on that. How is that even a conversation? So what happens when it goes down? Are you gonna let me write that off? No? Then what are you talking about? Like, how is that even a conversation? It's just idiocy. Anyway, I don't want to sound like the guy who's just, because I'm actually very happy and very whatever. But when you start talking about taxes and stuff, it does frustrate me. It's just like, guys, open your eyes here. Like, we are getting taxed to hell. Like, it's
Yeah.
unreal. So when I see a state go, hey, let's get rid of property taxes, hell's to the yeah. And
But
everyone else should follow.
It also encourages people to be more like homeowners.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
100.
Like,
Good point.
I
Very
don't,
good point.
I don't understand. I don't know if the rental market is very high up there.
Yeah.
But it's going to encourage less investors being around, and plus, quite honestly, like maybe putting them up for the market, but encourage people to actually buy a home because now you can afford it.
But how can you create rent control, which sounds like a good thing, but then the person who owns the home, the mortgage, continues to increase with taxes and homeowners insurance, but then you're limiting what they can charge someone who's in the home. How is that possible? Who would ever own and rent out a home then?
Yeah.
You know? And so that's the other thing that gets me too, is that this is the game that nobody talks about, is that we are so fiscally responsible when it comes to the idea that we are going to take a percentage of someone's household income and allow them to use that towards their mortgage because we don't want them to get into financial trouble. And so we take that percentage and we rubber stamp it on the day that they buy the home and we go, you can afford it. And then every year after that, we raise their taxes, we raise their homeowners insurance, we continue to do it year after year after year, and all that happens is that percentage of income, household income, that they could afford goes completely past what they could afford, which means they now either foreclose, sell the home, or give up other spending in the economy. Like, why is it okay to put a maximum on what somebody can spend on their household income on a percentage basis to buy a home? And then once they own the home, completely close your eyes and go, whatever happens, happens. Homeowners insurance, tax increase, tax whatever. And it's like, okay, well, it was affordable back then. Now it's not. How is that allowed? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, again, guys, I don't care what side you're on here. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Guess what? Republicans own homes. Democrats own homes. I guess now we have to say communists because of New York.
Independents.
Whatever. But like, I don't care who you are that owns homes. This affects you. It's insane, and everybody's got to stop turning a blind eye to it, and just kind of like, oh, it does. Okay, whatever. Oh, okay. And it's like, guys, like, you're working for the government now, not the other way around. Like, the government was supposed to be your representatives. They work for you. And it's gotten to the point now where they push you into a corner from a tax perspective and make you rely on them. And it's just, again, not the way it was supposed to be, And it's amazing to me how many people, we get people from all over the world, but especially in the U.S., like, I never knew how much people wanted to be controlled. You know, it's just kind of like, hey, you know, let's pay our fair share. Let's make sure that we have roads. Let's make sure. And by the way, I'm all for taking care of people too, guys. I was on food stamps as a kid. Let's be very clear. You know, but I was on food stamps from the perspective of helping, you know, to get a leg up and pull us up, and when we needed it, and it was not supposed to be a 20-year thing, you know, and so yeah, we need to have programs for people. We need to have programs for people that, you know, but this whole like welfare society, keep taxing, it's not healthy for anyone. It's really not. Like I can't imagine. If I grew up with that mentality. I can't imagine if my mother grew up with that mentality. I can't imagine, because you know what would have happened? We would have accepted it. And that's not good, because then we would have been beholden forever rather than having an incentive to, you know,
to strive for something.
Let's take this thing that we need right now that is helpful. And, you know, I got to feed my kids, and I got to, like, we need that stuff. Like, that stuff's important. You know, I'm not saying, like, absolutely. But you don't want to make it a, you know, now's the lifestyle. Now I'm the boss. You know, now I'm the master. Like, okay, I will take care of you. That was not the role. You know, and that's what these taxes keep doing. Tax. It's just gotten out of control. So anyway, I hope Florida does it, and I hope it becomes a test case of, oh, you can do that. You know.
Yeah. And hopefully it encourages people to purchase homes.
Yeah, it would absolutely encourage people to purchase homes.
I mean, Florida is
not
kind
only
of
because it
known
becomes
for
cheaper,
like a
but
huge,
it becomes more of a flat cost.
Yeah. Florida is known for retirement. It's a retirement space.
Yes.
You have secondary home.
By the way, it doesn't count towards
vacations.
secondary
It's like,
homes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Which that's a whole other story.
Yeah. So
but-
maybe they're really wanting some like people to actually stay there and have it be like their root home, like stay. Like,
yeah,
state,
I honestly
you know?
like. I would love to think that it's because you have people who are going, hey, it's just not right. Like how I'm thinking right now.
I wonder if
It never should have been. Why is it we can get together and make rules and make more, and we can never get together and go, that one's not needed anymore. Not needed anymore.
I wonder if it's going to increase property tax on secondary homes.
I don't know.
I wonder if that's going to be the caveat. Like, hey, we'll eliminate here, but those that have...
I don't think that's the point. I honestly, I mean, who knows? I mean, it's possible, but I think the point is just basically that shouldn't be. You know, you're already taxed on it. You're already taxed on the income. You're already taxed. You know, that will talk about driving home ownership. You know, not only will that think about it. Now your monthly is more of a fixed cost. You don't have to worry about the taxes continually increasing. You know, my taxes on my home. So when I bought my home, the home so post divorce, right? When I bought the home, I got a bill a year later that my taxes went up 2.5 times. 2.5 times, everybody. So basically, my taxes became like a mortgage.
How did they even know you could afford the home at that point?
That's the point.
Yeah. You're like, wait a minute, now I can't afford it.
I looked at it and I was pissed off, but I'm like, what am I going to do? I got to pay it. Like, okay, I can do that. Most people, like, that's not right. You know, that is not right by any means, you know. And yet that's what's happening. That's the you know, that's the game. It's whatever. We'll
see where it goes.
I'm tired of it, as you can tell. Now, on another note, before we get into what a new agent should be doing, we've seen some. You know, I almost like hate covering this stuff because it's just like one after another, and more lawsuits in the industry. Like now we have the same company that sued the real estate industry is now suing a veterans lender mortgage company, and just really the industry overall. And we're seeing lawsuits over commissions, and we're seeing over referrals, and we're seeing lawsuits, and there's just like lawsuits everywhere right now. And it's annoying because it's like people will say like, oh, do we have to keep covering these? I don't want to, but they're also not done. Like there's more coming, you know? It's just like we are a litigious world right now.
Why do you feel like it's so hyper-focused on the real estate market? Like, because it's like you said, it's all over the place. And honestly, it's so like redundant that it's like, whatever, another one. Yep, another one.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, but why? Why is the target on the real estate market? Or do we feel like it is because we're so invested in the real estate market?
Two things. Number one, it is on the real estate industry right now. It is. And one of them is because it has become an easy target.
But why can't they just see their own people? Why can't we go after them?
Oh, good luck with that. So I was going to say one is because we have become a target and it has become easy. And you hate to think that in like court cases and stuff, in overall like public persona or like, the overall image, matters, but it does. It does when it comes to court cases. Like that's how juries vote. That's how, and we are looked at, the industry has been painted in a way that we don't do anything but open doors. We're taking advantage of people. We're charging too much. We're, whatever. The truth is, though, that we will never actually uncover the real greed. So they're coming after the real estate industry because of our greed. But the truth is you'll never really uncover the real greed because the people who do the uncovering are the ones who are the greedy, which are the attorneys. And in order to sue the attorneys, it would take attorneys to sue the attorneys, and they're not going to go after their own. Think about that. The justice system we have right now to keep people right and to keep away from greed and all of that kind of stuff, which is, to sue, to get into litigation, to whatever. The very ones who bring it, who are supposed to be the ones who keep things right and whatever, they're the ones full of greed right now.
Yeah.
They'd have to turn the gun back on themselves. They're not going to do it.
I feel like there is a point to where, like, because unfortunately we went through a divorce, you could actually go unrepresented and not have an attorney represent anyone.
Yeah.
But have someone that's extremely intelligent, understands real estate law, might not even be an attorney, but represent on behalf. So you don't really have
Or you
to
might get
hire
someone
an
at the end of their line that they
Quite
realize that
honestly.
it's gone wrong and they're
Yeah.
ready to retire and they're like, you know what, let me do one last good thing for the world.
Because you don't have to have, it doesn't have to be peer-to-peer
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, they sue our industry saying that people don't have choice, they're paying too much, that 5-6% is too high, even though there is no set amount. There's places that charge all over the place, and in the meantime, they have set amounts of 30 to 40%. It's just like what? Insane. And then you're like, well, you know what? Maybe Congress will take it up. They're going to go after it, just like they went after the tobacco industry, just like they went like maybe they'll take it up. What is every senator? An attorney. So now we're expecting our representatives to go after their own. That's them. They literally have to go after their own. And so it's insane. But unfortunately, it's not over. Our industry has many more lawsuits coming. I'm aware of some. I don't want to talk about them. I don't, whatever. I was named in the Zillow lawsuit. You know that? It's hilarious.
As an influencer.
I know. I was in there as influencer. Jared James said,
influencer.
whatever. And I'm going, well, why the heck am I in this? Don't put me in
Well,
here.
it's because you did a massive podcast.
Yeah.
That was all about Zillow
God.
with a guest.
I don't want my name anywhere near that stuff. But it's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, take this quick break from the podcast to talk about Mosaik. You've heard me talk about it before, but man, has there been changes. When you look at what's going on in our industry right now, whether you're an individual, but especially if you're a team or a brokerage, and you look at Rocket buying Redfin and then Mr. Cooper, and you look at the Zillow Super app and all of these things, you need to be asking, what do I need to do to compete moving forward? Because what they're doing is they're building end-to-end ecosystems in what I call the economy of convenience. And your people are going to go what's for convenient, not just who's taking care of them. And if you can't match them and you can't offer an end-to-end economy for them to actually operate in, then we're going to have a problem, right? And so this is your place to do it. One of the great things about our industry is that we come up with amazing tools, amazing tech tools. Problem is we have so many different ones, and every time we use a different one, we miss an opportunity to get a consumer used to the same one that they would then use post-close, which is where all the value is. So we have them use something for transaction management. We have them use something for e-signature. We have them use something for forms. We have them use something to make an offer. We have them use something, and it's all different, convoluted. Mosaik makes it very easy, all the way from search to property analyzation to making an offer to the forms to transaction management to a client-facing app to post-close follow-up, everything all in one place. And every time they use it along the path of getting their home or selling their home, they get more and more comfortable with it. which only adds to the option, to the availability, to the chance that they're actually going to use that thing post close, which is where it all matters. It's branded to you. They know about you. You're giving them information they want. It's following up in ways post close that statistically we know they want to hear from you. So if you're not using Mosaik yet, make sure you go check out Mosaik, mosaik.io. Get it for yourself, your team, your brokerage right away. Anyway, let's shift gears right now.
Let's have some fun and have some like really cool conversation.
You saying that wasn't cool conversation?
Kind of boring.
Oh my God! Did I just?
So like political.
Oh my God!
I'm so far away from what's going on. Like it's
one of the things I love about you. By the way.
love like what's going on in the MLS space and like what's actually affecting like transactions and all this stuff. Lawsuits, yes. I mean, but that's so like above everyone's head.
Yeah, but a lot of stuff that goes on in the news that is
controlled.
just like so biased and so whatever. I love the fact you have no idea. Like, most of the time you're just like, I don't
It's so
care.
depressing. Get away from depressing stuff, right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so
I actually love that. Like it's like you'll ask me a lot of times, what is that? What does that mean? I saw that. Like why are they getting upset about that? Like what is whatever?
Well,
and I'm like,
I give you like my real perspective on things. Like
Yeah.
real people, like don't worry about half the crap
Yeah.
that everyone sees on social media.
That's right.
It's
Well,
like-
that's why I said what I said in the beginning today, and I was like, if that's you, the one who's going, oh, because of your privilege, and I'm like, you need to get a life. Like you are living your life through like such a political prism, and
Yeah.
really I should call it prison, because like everything you see is through that lens, and you're just like, oh, injustice, oh, and it's just like, do you ever have any peace? Do you ever have any peace? You know, like come on, like it's not healthy. Like you find what you look for.
Yeah.
You know, and
just
it's like
wild.
as crazy as this world becomes, is like you watch these things on TV and everything. It's like so divided and political and whatever, and then you hang out with normal people and nobody's like that. Everybody's cool. Nobody cares. Everybody's just chilling. Everybody's whatever, and it's just like, oh, that's right. They're just like doing that to stir things up and get
I don't know.
ratings, and too
And
many
I
people
feel
fall
like you
for
just
it.
can't even trust like politics space. It's like they have to sit down and not stand up because you know what I'm talking about. Because I'm on this side, whether or not I agree with his statement. I
dumb.
can't stand up and applaud because I'm on his side. I'm on this side.
You're talking about
And it's
State
like,
of the Union. It's so dumb,
dude. You're in your position because you want to protect the country.
Yeah,
Do you not want to be protected yourself?
yeah, it's so dumb.
It's
so
like
dumb.
you could stand up. It's okay not to have to 100% agree with everybody.
Yeah.
But like people are so like worried because they're so watched. It's just come on.
Yeah, and then when you get to
But-
that becomes like they don't want to.
But that's
you don't
every-
want to go against your party. Then you'll get thrown out. And it's just like nobody thinks for themselves anymore.
But that's everything. That was when I was an MLS exec. It's kind of like I did a post today about this. It's when agents used to call me and say, "Hey, Linda, I want to do this," and I'm like, "Oh, that's against the rule." I would always 9 out of 10 times would be like, "But you could do this instead. Let's do this."
Yeah.
I'm not only on one side of like no,
Right.
no. I'm like, unfortunately, we can't. But
Yeah.
let's do this. I don't have to be someone that's smacking your hand all the time.
Yeah, I saw
You know?
I saw something a couple years ago, and it was so true. It was like how different your world would become. Because look, I get it. Like there's this whole thing about learn to say no because people say yes to too many things. So this is going to be the opposite of that, but in a different way of what I mean. And it's like if you could learn in your life to figure out to say yes to things, and then just figure out how. It's like most things that come along our way, or most like new things, or most new pivots in strategy, whatever. All of us go no. And it's like no, that's not gonna no. It's like what if you just start with yes or start with maybe? What if we just started with maybe and then we figure it out? It's just such a different. It's such a more optimistic way to look at things.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that everything's actually going to be a yes. It doesn't mean.
Or
But like, what
start
if you're
with-
just open to the idea?
Maybe start with understanding. Like,
Yeah.
okay, that's really cool, but why are you thinking that?
Right.
Because maybe how they're trying to communicate it with you is not the proper way of like,
Yeah.
they're not getting it to you properly.
Yeah.
And instead, you kind of dive deep.
Yeah.
That's a really cool idea, but why are you thinking that? What
That's
are you trying to
empathy.
do?
That's empathy.
Like that's what it is.
That's
But people
empathy.
don't care. A lot of people, unfortunately, even the real estate space, a lot of staff and leadership that support agents just don't care. They collect the paycheck and they follow the rule book.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And the code of ethics, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And it's done. They don't care as far as understanding why you want to do that.
Yeah.
And maybe direct them in a different area.
Yeah, and that, like I said,
space.
that's empathy. Like
Yeah.
like when you look at the conversation we've had up until now. So we have this conversation and we're like talking about taxes and you're talking about the State of the Union, and you're talking about all these different things. And like, I live in Connecticut, which is a very blue state. I lived in 6 different states growing up. I've lived in small towns. I've lived in cities. I've lived in everything in between. And what you learn from doing that I don't think enough people have experienced is that empathy. It's like most people are good people, like they really are. And when you actually take the time to sit down and be empathetic and you realize, hey, we may have come to a different conclusion here, but like you have a good reason for that. Like you got here and then you came to a different conclusion, and that's fine. That's completely cool. Now, look, there are crazies. There's no doubt. There are some freaking crazies right now that no matter what you do, they are always just, they're whatever. But the majority of people, when you grow up like I grew up, in so many different places, and you meet so many different people, and you have to interact with so many different people. And by the way, my friends are so many different types of whatever. It's just empathy. You just realize that like people can come to different conclusions. People can whatever, and they're still good people. Like that's cool, and you could probably learn stuff from them, and they could probably learn stuff from you. And
I think also us being individuals of like faith.
Yeah.
We're able to amplify that even more because it's not hard for us to have empathy.
Yeah.
Because we know that we should love regardless.
Yeah.
Everyone has a choice. So I think a lot of that is because of our morals, values, and what we believe in.
Yeah. I mean, I think at the core of that is just that you love people.
Yeah.
Regardless. I don't love you with some kind of not guidelines. What's the word I'm looking for?
Restriction.
No.
Parameters.
Not parameters, but yes. But there's the word I'm looking for.
Come on, Tom. Help me out, Tom.
Yeah. You've used the word before, and I forget it right now.
Criterias.
No, but yes, but no.
But yes, but no. But
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
maybe.
But there's a specific word that I am looking for. But my point is that I'm not. You don't love people. As long as they meet this criteria, whatever. No, you just love people. Period. It doesn't mean you love everything about them. I love my children to death. Do I love every decision? No. But I still love them to death, right?
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing. That's how you look at people. Like you have to love people, period. And when you love people, that's where empathy comes from. You give yourself the ability, the willingness to have empathy because at the core of it, that at the end of the day, you're still going to love them,
Yeah. And we also talk about this too because we know how it is not to receive it at times in life, that we're the first ones to always give.
Yeah.
Like give that to someone else that is needing it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So let's talk about, I can't believe I can't think of this word right now.
Are you saying maybe conditionally? Is that
Conditions.
Conditions.
Tom? Tom?
2 for 2.
Tom,
That's
you just
pretty
came through.
cute.
I'm going to tell you right now, Tom, you just came through, okay? So that's the point. You love people with conditions. As long as you meet these conditions. It's like approving somebody for a loan, but here's the conditions. It's like you're approved with these conditions. Well, then I'm not approved. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, because I got to get these.
Yeah.
Then I'm approved, right? That's how people love. People love, before the clear to close. They love you with these, as long as you do this, as long as you vote this way, as long as you're with this person, as long as you show up at this, as long as you whatever, then I love you. Well, then you don't love me. That's not true. You love that version of me that you want to control. That is not the same thing, right? So it's love conditionally at the end of the day. So anyway, let's talk about, we've taken a long time to get to it, what a new agent should be doing. And I'll be honest right now, I don't know where we're going to go with this because I was going to think about it and I started to think about it and then I looked at you and I went, let's just do it.
Let's just have fun.
What do we think a new agent should be doing? So I don't know how you want to do this, if you want to ask me or if I want to whatever, but like, I don't even know how we want to do this. But I'll start off by saying, and really even if you're not a new agent, you got to go back and do this. Before we get into actual strategy and everything else, the number one mistake I think new agents make is, and I've said this for years, they don't understand boats over fishing. Everyone gets into the industry, and whether it's because of fear or because they're not coming from a position of strength, they need to make money, they just think of leads. How do I create leads? Which is fishing, But I say it's boats over fishing, which means that before you start going fishing, you got to create the boat. The boat is the infrastructure. You've got to build it bigger than where you are now so you're ready to go there. You don't go shark fishing in a canoe, okay? And so, we used to always tell our students, like, if you want to catch a fish, you throw a line in the water. If you want to catch a lot of fish, you throw a lot of lines in the water. But you need a bigger boat if that's the case. if you want to throw a lot of lines over it. So the first thing you do is that you create infrastructure. You build the boat first. You get your CRM set up. You go check out Wise Agent. I think Wise Agent is a great CRM. They're now offering websites if you mention you're with us as well. You go and you get your CRM set up. You get your TC, your transaction coordinator. If you don't have a transaction coordinator, just go to clearedandclosed.com. That's one way you can do it. It's a great way to grow because you only pay if you close. You don't pay them an hourly. You don't pay them whatever. But you get your infrastructure in place so you put yourself in a position to grow without hating your life. Because what most agents do is they just go into fishing, and they start throwing the fish onto the boat, and they realize they're in a canoe, and before they know it, they start to sink. And what happens is that somebody's 15 years in the business, and all they've really done is they've built a prison around themselves. And we put them up on stages as a top producer to tell everybody else how to be like them. And really, I'm in the audience saying, blink if you're in trouble. Like, you hate your life. And really what they're thinking is, don't be like me. This is terrible. Oh, I make good money, but I hate my life. My kids hate me. I'm always staring at my phone. I can never give someone my full attention. I'm scared to death to go on vacation. I won't post about it when I do. It's just because they started with the fishing, and not understanding that our business was boats over fishing. That would be my number one.
So creating systems and making sure everything's in place for when you do throw the net over and you have all these leads.
I've never thought of it this way, but think of it like this. When you build a house, right? The most beautiful, like the things you talk about, the things you look at, you put that tray ceiling in the master bedroom. Gorgeous. That beautiful commercial grade fan that everyone talks about. We put one in our house. Gorgeous. Island, countertops, that farm, whatever it's called, sink, that whatever. None of it happens without the boring, non-sexy work of the basement and the foundation. Some places don't have a basement, but foundation. None of it happens without the boring, non-sexy installation of the foundation. The part that no one's ever going to look at again, the part that no one's ever going to see, the part that no one's ever going to talk about, the part that's not going to get listed in the MLS sheet, the part that's not going to be on the highlight, the part is the most important part of the whole house. The tray ceiling falls apart. The commercial grade fan flies away in the first tornado. Foundation. Mm-hmm. And so our business is no different. It's boats over fishing. The first thing you do before you start to build a business that you want to actually last long term, you build a foundation, guys. Guys, it's 3 little pigs. Mm-hmm. Right? Straw. What is it? Straw. It was straw, brick, and then what was the other one? Something not good because it wasn't brick.
Isn't it like, I don't know.
Right? And you huff and you puff and you blow that thing. Like, you got to build that sucker strong. And so take the time in the beginning. And I know this is frustrating for people because we just live in such an immediate now world. We live in a social world. We live in an immediate gratification. We live in but the most important thing you need to understand when you're building a business is that anything that can be built overnight can be torn down overnight. You don't want it to be built overnight. Anything that takes time, anything that is difficult, anything that not anyone could just do, now that's long lasting. Mm-hmm. And that's what you're looking for in your business.
Yeah.
Okay? So boats over fishing would be the first thing I would tell you.
That's so interesting because a lot of agents coming in, depending on what brokerage they go to, they can't afford to have all the systems in place.
Well, that's a great question, but depending on the brokerage you go into.
Yeah.
So if you're not in a position to go get a CRM, first off, there's no excuse for not getting a TC. When you look at cleared and closed, right, it's like you only pay if you close. So there's no excuse. Mm-hmm. A CRM, by the way, Wise Agent, I think is $30-something bucks a month, So there's still no excuse. You shouldn't be in real estate if you can't afford $30-something bucks a month. You're in the wrong business. But regardless, there's still places you can go. My secondary advice for new agents starting out in today's world is actually to join a team. Join a team where you have leads coming in. Because the best way to learn is to experience humiliation. Look, you need to practice. It's not taught in our industry, but you need to practice. The quality, we always say, oh, I don't like to be scripted. Great. Next time next time a conversation gets awkward, don't talk about the weather, because that's a script that you learned, okay? I'm not saying you should be scripted, but I'm saying you better understand when to say what, because the quality of our answers is determined by the quality of the questions we ask. And so when you get into a situation with someone, especially as a new agent, during their third most stressful time in their life, death, divorce, and moving, selling the largest asset they're ever going to own, I need to know you're more than winging it, right? And so practice is part of that. So I can sit back and I can be a part of Jared James Academy, and I can be a part of whatever, and I can have my role play, and I can chat, and I can talk, and I can practice, and I can do all these kinds of things. And all of that's great in the mirror, and you need to do it in the mirror, and you need to practice. That's awesome. You will never learn at the rate you will learn than doing it in front of an actual live customer and screwing up, because emotion has that kind of an effect. Humiliation has that kind of an effect. See, if I asked you where you were October 20th, 1998, you'd be like, I have, what are you talking about? I have no freaking idea, you know? But if I said, where were you September 11th, 2001? You're like, I was at blank, at da-da-da. You know exactly where you were, because there is an emotion tied to that, right? Getting humiliated is the same thing. You can practice all day long. You can have a role play partner all day long. You can be in our academy sessions all day long. The first time you go in front of a customer and they ask you a question, or you say the wrong thing, or you don't know what to say and you're humiliated, it will never happen again. That will be such instant learning. You will never forget what to say again. And so get on a team where they give you leads and you have real world practice, and you got to actually deal with people, you know, and you go, oh, but I'm only making 50%. I'm only making 40%. Well, that's a hell of a lot more than 90% of nothing. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to ask yourself, do I want the whole grape, or do I want a piece of the watermelon? Because one's bigger than the other. And that's the argument people make in our industry. I want the highest percent. No. You need to learn. You need to get into real world. Like, you need to do transactions, and then figure out if you're going to go out on your own, or if it makes sense to stay here, which in some cases it does. But I would tell you, get on a team, hopefully that has the right tools, has the right, you know, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Should I continue?
Yeah,
what else?
Let's go.
All right, if you have anything to say,
you're on
jump
a team.
in.
So you have your system, your boat's all in place.
Yep.
You're on a team.
Yep.
Now what are we doing?
Couple things. Sounds old school, but I'd be doing 3-4 open houses a weekend. We call them nosy neighbors. Guys, anybody willing to take time out of their day and go to an open house, that's either a buyer who's serious, whether they're serious now or 8 months, that's a serious buyer, or that's a neighbor looking to see how it compares to their home, which means at some point, our business is about relationships. They're not just about relationships that close tomorrow, okay? Because we are not Tinder, we're eHarmony. Okay, we have to be about the lifetime. And so all of those relationships, all of those conversations, I say it all the time, it's not about creating closings, it's about conversations. There's nothing better you can be doing with your time than doing 3 to 4 open houses a weekend. And the beauty of open houses, you don't have to have them. You go to top agents who have open houses, and you get to do theirs. You get to leverage their cheese to catch the mice. You know, I'm not going to turn this into a promo, but like, you know, we have First Up, right? FYRSTUP. That is one of the most effective parts of First Up that we don't talk about enough. Yeah. Is that we always talk about with First Up how it digitizes the traditional whiteboard. Mm-hmm. And it's like the things that used to be on the whiteboard. Here's the coming soons, and here's what's about to hit the market, and here's the, you know, and it's like, but it's in a way that's compliant. You're allowed to do it within your office. You're allowed to show those. You're allowed to talk about what's coming. You're allowed to build interest. But First Up, what's really cool is it not only lets your whole office know what properties are coming on before they hit the market, it not only puts your buyers in and matches them, and so now you're having conversations. It's a communicative tool between buyers and the agent, and now you're talking about a property that's coming on, and you're doing it in a completely compliant manner, right? But you're not doing it in a group text or a WhatsApp or a Facebook group that nobody's paying attention to. Yeah. To me, the most effective feature is that you're able to put your open houses on there within a brokerage or within a team. And those open houses now not only go out to everybody, but they allow them to, they tell the people in the office which ones need to be hosted. So now it's serving your top agents because they're trying to figure out how to get people to actually go and service their open houses, but also your newer people or the people just hungry who are trying to get business, they're able to go on and go, I want that one. And they are able to select and say, I want to host that open house. And now you've got this communicative tool going back and forth that serves your top agents, serves your newer agents, serves your hungry agents, all on an actual app that is not some group text or Facebook group nobody's paying attention to. And so the reason they should be doing these open houses is because you don't even have to, I think I said it earlier, you get to leverage somebody else's cheese to catch your mice.
Yeah.
So like, what else are you doing with your weekend? I'd be doing 3 to 4 open houses a weekend.
It's such a cool, good, like a great tool. And it actually helps the seller also get all the foot traffic they want for that property.
Yeah.
You know, listing agents can only be at one spot at all times.
That's
they
right.
can't do all this.
That's right.
And some people are very listing heavy.
Yeah.
And so they'll only host one open house out of the 12 listings they have.
Yeah.
So why not put all the other 11
Say, come get it.
out there available and have someone else host it?
Yeah.
Put out the signs, have the goodies,
Yeah.
promote the home, and get the foot traffic in. It benefits you. It makes you look good as a listing agent.
Yeah.
Your seller's excited that there's momentum going on, and allows that buyer to actually start building the book of business.
Yeah. And by the way, let's take it 2 steps further. Number one, in a world where I did a video about this last week that went completely viral, showing feedback's going away.
Oh, yeah.
You know, most buyer's agents are not giving showing feedback now. And by the way, a lot of them should probably stop because they're going to get sued. They have a fiduciary responsibility to the buyer. You know, the whole, like, you know, they have a responsibility to the agent, the listing agent, you know, professional courtesy. That is not what their fiduciary responsibility entails. So, like, that's going away. But how do you continue to get feedback for that seller? One way is by, you know, being a pro and understanding that, like, you know, a certain amount of showings, no offers, what it means, no showings, what it means. But the other way is by, in a compliant manner within your office, getting that listing out to everybody in your office and getting feedback before it hits the market that you're able to bring to the seller, right? That's great. And then the second thing is, from a broker perspective, like, if you expect people to not only be recruited and come to you, but also to stay with you, and you're still using a group text or a Facebook group or whatever, tell me you're not with the times without telling me you're not with the times. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is not how it works today. Like, you need to be utilizing, offering the best tech that's available, the easiest, most efficient tech that's available to make your agent's job easier, to allow them to just go sell homes and not worry about the other stuff, right? So it's going to do that as well, okay? So open houses to me, I'd be doing 3 to 4 open houses a weekend, okay? Now, let's get into where I think most people would think I would go, but maybe I'm going to go there in a different direction. I would be, and this is whether I'm new or I'm just figuring this out right now, I would be the digital mayor in my area. And I want everyone to really pay attention as I break this down right now. I don't think everybody really understands, like, where we are right now from a social perspective. You know, we talk about brand so much, and brand matters so much. But brand is not created the way that most people think it's created. To be the person in your area, to be the person in your local market, to be known in your local market, to be an option, visibility trumps ability, does not require a bunch of videos or a bunch of content that says, me, use me, love me. Look at the biggest, fastest growing brands in the world right now, in every industry, and look at what they do. Look at Pat McAfee. Does Pat McAfee get on and talk about Pat McAfee? What does he do? He covers the industry. And by covering the industry, everyone knows Pat McAfee. What does Stephen A. Smith do? He covers sports. And by covering sports, he is Stephen A. Smith. Look at every political commentator. Look at, who are some of the big ones right now? Tucker Carlson has a huge following. Like all these guys, right? Rogan, like whatever, but like he's not a political commentator. But I'm just saying, like, just take political, Tucker, whatever. What is Tucker doesn't talk about Tucker. Tucker talks about politics. And ultimately, Tucker's brand is built. You understand? Guys, look at me. I culture hack. I get on here and I talk about real estate taxes. And I talk about the last lawsuit. And I talk about all of these other things that are going on in the industry. And I sprinkle in little trainings here and there for sales, little trainings for real estate people, right? And what do we have? Thousands and thousands and thousands of academy students. Guys, don't just listen to what I'm saying. Watch what I'm doing. Brand is all that matters moving forward. But your brand is not built by beating the drum of me, 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 me. You are the face. You are not the topic. You are talking about things that matter to them, but it's coming out of your mouth. How do you do that in your area? You need to become the digital mayor of your area, which means, yes, you need to document your growth as an agent. That's a whole other topic for another day. I would be doing that as well. I'd be documenting my growth. But my God, I'd be talking to every single local business every single week. I'd be talking about every topic on the local news that matters. I'd be talking about the pothole that hasn't been filled. I'd be talking about what time the fireworks are starting and doing. I'd be talking about the bake-off going on down at blank. I'd be talking, like, you need to talk about the industry, which is your local marketplace. And then I'd also be talking about rates and what they mean, what this lawsuit over here means. Is it a good time for buyers? Is it a good time? But what you have to understand is the only reason people care about all those other topics, about rates and about all those things, is because you've given them the glue of their local marketplace, which makes them like you and believe you. The reason I can make a video with you, some stupid, funny trend, and it'll get 50, 100,000 views, or on multiple platforms, hundreds of thousands of views, is because we're in it. Understood? They care about us being in it because I've created so much glue talking about the industry. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And so, like, guys, I don't know how to stress this anymore. Like, whether you're new, whether you're not new, whether you're, like, whatever, it's just like, look, brand is all that matters moving forward, but brand is not what you think it is. Brand is not, me, 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 me. Brand is you becoming the voice of that area. It's becoming the voice of that industry. And if you don't believe that, just look at every example that you see, that you watch, that you love. Like, I can't tell you how many places I go to, and they always ask me, is your wife here? I love your wife, whatever. Like, I don't know whether to say thank you or get a restraining order because they tell me so much about me. But it's not long before they go, I thank you so much for standing up for our industry. You're so eloquent. You talk about this. I love it when you talk about this with the tax, and I love it when you talk about that. And it's all things that are not about me. They're about the industry that I talk about, and yet who do they assign it to? Right here. Mm-hmm. Every single person starting out right now can do that right now.
Yeah.
And yet too many people are not doing it. I say it at almost every event I go to, and it ticks some people off, and then other people it makes them happy and whatever. But, like, I would come to your area and I would dominate you. Not because I'm so much better than you, but because I would do exactly what I'm doing here. You know what I mean? The reason I can do a video on taxes and have it get really over 1 million views when you look at all the different platforms is because I've built up so much glue with the other things that I've done. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's the part people are missing, because then you'll get people, I hear it all the time when it comes to, like, the social stuff and everything, is people go, Jared, I just don't want to put out about me. I don't want to, it's just, I don't want to put my face out. I don't, it's just too much of me. And then I want to say, show me your last flyer. Let me see your last open house flyer. Can I see your last postcard? Because I'm sure you're not on it. Yeah, you are. Mm-hmm. So yes, they do. They put themselves everywhere. You're already doing it.
Yeah.
This is actually, if you understood it, easier because you're actually putting the focus on someone else. You're talking to a local business person. You're talking to the mayor. You're talking to the board of directors, the whatever, education. You're talking to, you're just the conduit.
Yeah.
And amazingly enough, when you do that enough, guess who they remember? The conduit. Like, you're the brand. and you get known for that industry. You get known for that area, even though that wasn't what you were talking about. It's really like that would be like the number one. Like I'm just like, go get it.
Just be the expert,
That's it.
even if you don't know.
Be the local mayor.
What's going on?
I can't stress it. Like, just be the local mayor.
Yeah.
That's it. And like, I hope you guys don't miss the point of what I'm saying. Look at like the big brands of our world right now. They don't talk about them. They cover, and they do it with their personality. And ultimately, we think about them. And again, I'll come back. Look what I do. I do the exact same thing. Culture hack. You know, it's man, it's so easy right now. I can't stress it to everybody. It's so freaking easy right now. So look, boats overfishing. Join a team where you get leads, you can practice, and the best way to practice is with that. In front of people. Humiliation is an underserved emotion. Do 3 to 4 open houses a weekend, not only because it'll put you in front of a lot of people, a lot of conversations, also a lot of people to follow up with. It'll start to build your database. Become the local mayor. And don't underplay this either. There is no greater time than when you first start in real estate to reach out to every single person you know. Like, you have an excuse to. Every single person in your phone, every single person that your parents have ever known. Like, when you reach out and you're just like, hey, I just want to let you know, I was thinking about you, whatever, you're in here. So I've started in real estate. I'm so excited about it. I don't expect that you're buying or selling right now, but I just want to make sure that you know that I'm in this and I'm working hard. And if anything ever comes up, I can help you with, whatever. Like, nobody is mad that you reached out to them about that. It is the only time in your career when, like, no one's going to be upset if you contact every single person you know to let them know what you're doing. The second best time is when you switch companies. But just think about that. Like, that's amazing. Okay, so take advantage of that. That's
Why
another
does it matter
thing.
if you switch companies if it's still the same phone number?
It's just an excuse to let them know that you've
Reach out
moved.
again?
Yeah, it's just an excuse. Hey, I've done this because I can, I've joined this other company because obviously I have the same commitment to you that I've always had to you, but this new company gives me the X, Y, and Z that I feel is going to serve you better and allow me to, whatever. It just gives you an excuse.
Oh, okay.
Any excuse you can lose. Look, rates just dropped below 6%. It's an excuse to start conversations. Like, every single person listening right now should be reaching out to every person they know and saying, hey, has that rate situation that just happened, like, has any of that changed your real estate plans in the next 6 months? And then you allow them to go, what rate situation? And now you have a conversation.
Yeah.
Well, you look at refinance, you look at a buy, they're under 6. We got people, whatever. Like, it's just, everything is conversation. Like, that's what I would tell you, especially whether you're new, old, in between, whatever, like, conversations. Everything's conversations. Don't overcomplicate it. Like, guys, we could literally sit here, and anybody who knows me knows I could do this. I could sit here for 14 hours right now and talk about real estate advice. You see me get up in front of audiences with not a note in hand. And how many times have you said to me, I'll go up for 3 hours, 4 hours, and you're like, how do you do that? And I go, babe, the difficulty is not coming up with, the difficulty is what I'm not talking about. It's what I'm filtering through and not talking about. Like, I could do that, but like, you got to simplify when you're new. This is such important advice for you to hear right now if you're new. Doing something doing the right thing at the wrong time is the wrong thing. Just because something's right for someone doesn't mean it's right for you. Buying internet leads when you don't have a fully functional CRM or the ability to follow up is the wrong move. For someone else who has the systems, it's the perfect move. So everything's not right for everyone. So when you're new, you got to simplify. There are 50 different guys. I'm in the middle of a series in our academy right now. Okay, we have an academy. By the way, you're new, even if you're not. It's $99 a month. You get trained by me twice a month live with Q&As at the end, and we have courses and other things that are offered. It's the best value in real estate. But I'm in the middle right now of a series on how to get listings, and those sessions go an hour to 2 hours long, right, Tom? Hour to 2 hours. Right now, we have 7 sessions planned. Yeah. 7, maybe more. Like, I can talk to you about strategy after strategy after strategy after strategy after strategy. You got to simplify. Just because all those things are great doesn't mean they're great for you right now. Right now, get on a team, get leads, practice with people. In real life, get some transactions under your belt, do some open houses, become the digital mayor. You know, boats over fishing. Reach out to every single person you know. Bang, bang, there you go. There's your days. Once you get to 20 transactions, we'll talk about your next steps. Right now, that's it. Please excuse this quick break from your episode for me to let you know about Jared James Academy. Guys, if you are watching this right now and you are not in the Academy yet, what are you waiting for? The Academy is literally the best value in real estate, and that's not just me saying it, that's our members saying it. I got a message the other day from someone the other day, and they said, I feel like I'm ripping you off. And that's because the Academy is only $99 a month or $1,097 for the year, and all of it is a complete tax write-off. I'm right now in the middle of doing a complete series on AI so that you know how to get discovered, how to use it to be efficient. Then we're going to talk about planning for the next year. Then we're going into a multi-episode series session series on getting listings. Like for $99 a month, guys, if you follow me, if I'm a voice you listen to, this is something that you can't afford not to be in. You need to be in the Academy. Go to jaredjamestoday.com/academy. If you're watching this and you're like, oh shoot, you know, what does it come with? Guys, me personally, I do 2 live training sessions every single month, and if you can't be there, then they're going to be recorded. They're available on your dashboard. They're available on your Jared James Academy app. You can watch them on demand. We have notes for you to download with exactly what I talked about, exactly what you need to do, all of our template scripts and dialogues. We've got trainings from our coaches on very specific topics. Like literally, guys, this is the best value in real estate. If you're not in yet, you need to be there. jaredjamestoday.com/academy. Let's get in there as we head into the new year and make sure that you have not just your best year ever, but let's make sure that your career goes to a whole different place. I'll see you in the Academy.
Nice.
We got to remember to put up a thing over here. I got the sun coming in. We got to put the screen thing over there. Anyway, I don't want to cover too much more because there is other things I could cover when it comes to new agents. I want to keep it simple.
Yeah.
You know, like there's so many other things. The problem is if I mention more things now, they're going to try to do those.
Okay, what's one thing though out of the 4 maybe? Never mind. I kind of know the answer. Then that an agent that has been seasoned, that's not new, that should not, I guess, implement, but make sure it's always.
Well, get your boats in place, infrastructure. Stop everything you're doing, get infrastructure in place. And number 2, everyone at the sound of my voice right now in real estate should be the digital mayor. You know, you guys don't understand how important brand is moving forward.
Yeah.
You know, we did a whole thing on AI and how, AI, 2026 is not the year of who's most followed, it's who's most findable. And if you're not getting recommended by these AI platforms right now, you're in trouble moving forward, no doubt about it. And so these AI platforms, though, they are pulling now. It used to be Reddit was number 1. Now it's YouTube Shorts. But they're pulling from these social channels. They're pulling from the content. The content you create right now is the content that AI will use a year, 2 years from now to recommend or not recommend you. That is so important.
Yeah.
So, it's not only winning for you now, it's winning for you moving forward. And so everybody at the sound of my voice right now, it's a non-negotiable. You need to be the digital mayor. You need to own your marketplace. You need to be known as the person in that place for whatever is needed. The most connected, the one who knows the most people, the one who knows the most about the community, the one who you've got to be that person.
I mean, the market's picking up right now going into the spring season. It's let's get going.
Yeah, and we're going to get a real boom at some point, and it's going to go to the right people. And just because you've been around for a long time does not mean that's going to be you.
Yeah.
That's not the world that we live in anymore, all right? Is he deciding where he's going to go?
So I don't know. I don't know what
What's
to
up,
do.
buddy? What's up? Do you want to say hi to Daddy now, or do you want to go back to Mommy? What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
No, but those are good points.
What do you want to do? You want to come up? You want to say hi to everybody? Oh, here you go,
There
everybody.
we
Now
go.
everybody can see. Yeah, it's just,
Great.
and again, I almost feel like I'm doing a live event where I'm filtering through what not to say. I don't want to overload because I can do that. And I don't want to do that. Like I said, we're in the middle of 7 weeks on how to win listings. Right before that, we did 6 weeks on AI and getting AI to find you and recommend you. Right after that, we're doing...
Which, man, talk about AI. So many things right now about it and what not to be using and people pulling away. That's a whole nother thing in its own.
I mean, we did our whole thing. We were using GPT, and right now, GPT is sucking. you know, and you got other ones taking over, and so
Knox
we'll see.
is doing really well for me still.
Knox, all right. I don't want
I
to hear
don't know
about
about
Knox.
yours, but
all right.
mine's still doing great.
You know, but then we're going to go
Yeah.
into a long series in our academy about social media. And I'm going to break down for people step by step by step. How do you win this game? How do you win this digital mayor game? How do you understand the algorithm? How do you win? And for those of you in our academy, like, you're going to get a chance to learn from someone who actually does it, who actually gets a ton of views, who actually puts up videos every single day, who actually, you know what I mean? Who
know what'd be
actually, by the
so
way, puts up
cool?
videos that suck and don't do well, and the next video crushes.
You know what would be so cool though is I know you don't practice real estate, but if we did like behind the scenes a day of an agent and you get a listing, let's say you have a listing, and the whole like beginning to end of like securing that listing agreement to showcasing it to marketing it to open house to whatever, like a true like seeing you out there doing
I mean, I could do it because I've done it
understand,
many
you know,
times, but I would probably have to grab
I
someone from our
understand, you
academy
know,
to do it
you
who's
would-
doing it live because
No,
I would have to act. Yeah. I would-
No, we all know you would dominate.
yeah.
Okay?
Oh, I've done a lot of
But
listings.
I would
yeah.
like to see it.
Yeah.
First, I did not know you.
You know,
back
sometimes
then.
I miss that. I actually do. People are like, "Do you ever miss real?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do actually."
I wonder though, like I think it'd be
loved.
so cool if it was like a head-to-head, like for fun. Just go and see if you still actually got it.
Of course, I still got it.
Of course, you think you got it.
Babe, I still close every day, just not sellers. You know. Of
It'd
course,
be so cool.
Of course, I still
It's
got
like, hey,
it.
Dad, let's go to the court and shoot some hoops. Let's see if you still got it. And then you go
Well.
out there and you do it, and you got it.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool to actually.
I'd have no fear
see.
of that. I actually,
Okay.
I honestly, I do miss sometimes, like, because people always think, like, most people who get into this side of the business I'm on, it's because they couldn't handle it on the other side, or they couldn't make it, or they couldn't whatever. That was not my story, guys. Like, I was crushing. Like, I was sad. You know, I just thought that I don't like it when people come to this side and they go, I had to serve a higher purpose, like as if, like, you know, the people they're training are below them. And, like, for me, it's more like, it's not about.
You're trying to like dodge the light on your face.
sun, yeah. For me, it's not about like serving. It's about just doing where I belong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I say all the time, everybody's a different piece on the chessboard, and for me, it's just about being where I belong. You know, I would have had no problem just staying and selling and doing that and crushing and winning awards, and I loved it. So I had no problem with that. I miss that sometimes. I really do. I love man. I can't explain it to you guys. I love the thrill of the deal. I love the thrill of the deal. I love getting to that closing. I love winning that listing. I love getting those buyers and having them find the place they want and getting into negotiation. I literally love that stuff. So it's just different for me. I don't do this now because I'm like, you know, I can't take it anymore.
I think it'd be so cool though if there was like Tom. This is what I'm thinking in my head. This probably will never happen, but all these coaches, if you're Tom Farrow, you're Buffini, you have Jared, all these coaches. Let's see you like a day in a life of a realtor now, because you've been out of it for how long?
Well, out of the coaches, by the way. So Tom's never sold. Brian sold.
I know. Okay.
I sold. Who else would be the ones who sold?
I mean, I don't care if Tom hasn't. He still coaches like as if he has.
All right.
So I'm just saying, like, it'd be so cool to get everybody there and be like, okay, great. Now, everything you coach actually put into play, and let's
Yeah.
see what happens.
You know, we did.
That would be a great reality TV show.
You know, before-
That's a reality
you know,
TV
before-
show. Bravo
but-
needs to pick that one up.
Babe,
Bravo.
before
Let's
you,
go.
we actually had a thing in the industry, and they did a battle of the coaches, and we actually all came in and did like they threw like stuff at us, and we had to like come up with what our objection handler was. You had to whatever, and then everybody voted at the end. And it was like a big thing. It was like watched by like thousands of people. It was put on by like Bomb and a bunch of other places. It was really
That's so
cool.
fun.
Yeah. What'd you say? Who? Yes, I did win.
I did not ask that. I'm really
I decided to answer a question that you didn't ask. I thought that was the natural.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. Anyway, do we have anything else? This was guys. We
No.
covered a lot of stuff here.
I know,
mean,
it's
my
the
God,
long
we
one.
went through everything from the story of the fake book.
It's actually a real book.
Yes.
It is a tech.
I don't understand why
I
you
didn't
think
write
it's
it.
fake.
You gotta love a world where I'm going, did I write that book? Maybe I did. Like,
We'll have to
God,
show
not
you
my
that.
brightest moment, but I was angry.
Whoever wants copies, let me know though.
Oh my God, stop it, because you're gonna get people who actually want copies. You know what's bad is I've been mentioning books lately as a joke, and like now people are buying my old books, and like guys, this is something most of you have never dealt with, but like when you wrote books like 15 years ago, you don't want people to read them now. You know, wait till I come out with a new book, because I read those books No, I don't. But I've seen like parts of those books and I go, what are you talking about? Like what, like it's just,
Well,
yeah.
you have to write a book. Write a
I
book.
got to write a new one eventually. Maybe, look, I just booked to go to Australia.
You have a
It's a nice
25
35-hour travel. Maybe I'll write a book on the way to Australia and back.
Yeah, and AI
I actually
can help
thought
you.
about it. I was like, maybe that's what you do. I look like a Batman villain. I got a line down the center of my face.
Oh, sorry.
God,
Oh, yeah, you do.
Two-Face over here.
Anyways, yeah, use that time. Be productive.
I actually
please.
did think about that. I did think about that. I don't know. Anyway, I believe that's it. We're boring, Teddy.
Hi, Boo Boo.
He's
Come
left
here.
us.
Come on.
He's left us.
Let's say bye to
But I
everybody.
think that's it, guys. Actually, I think that was actually. I'm actually very happy with the stuff that we've covered here. Like we covered some hot topics. You guys got a little bit more of the things that anger JJ. I just third personed on you. If you've got a new agent or somebody who just wants to improve their career, I think the second half of this podcast here, give it to them because I meant every word of that. And it's funny just even talking about that stuff because I've got that keynote with ERA on Monday or Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday I'm doing it. And like most things, I'm still like questioning, like they always want to know, what are you going to talk about? And you just kind of throw out some generics, whatever. Sometimes I don't know till I walk out. And I think that might be one of them. Where my keynote's only 30 minutes.
Oh, it's nothing.
Which is like a drive-by shooting. Yeah. You're already like, it's just a ba-ba, say the right city, make them laugh, whatever. But I want to give some like meat. And so I'm thinking about going away from everything that I usually talk about and just kind of like,
Interesting.
because it's all about the next era, what's going on in the next era. And quite frankly, a lot of the stuff we just talked about from a brand perspective, I think it's so crucial right now that everybody's starting to understand how important brand is, but they're not understanding what brand is. You don't have to talk about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not about you. It's, it's very interesting. So anyway.
Nice.
Any final thoughts?
New agent, check out Wise Agent.
Wise Agent, yep. Wise Agent's a good one to
Cleared and
use.
Closed.
Cleared and Closed is a good one. If you're going to use like Mosaik for like a back to front, whatever. First Up, if you're a
First Up,
broker.
if you're a broker.
Broker Team Leader, First Up is something.
Yeah.
Broker
Yeah.
Team Leader too, like I know it's one of our sponsors, but Stack Wrap, like we don't talk about it enough, but like
Oh, yeah.
I had Max on here. Stack Wrap is like the tool that you're all going to wish you bought.
One-stop shop.
A year from now, 2 years from now when they raise their prices.
Yeah.
Like think about this if you're a brokerage. How many of you offer tech that is not getting adopted like you'd like? Or you're getting it and you don't know, whether it's being adopted, whether it's not being adopted. I'm still, Tom, you laughing at that?
Whether it is, whether that.
Yeah. Like imagine if you knew and it was all in one spot, single sign-on, everything, adoption goes up,
Yeah.
heat map, who's using what. That's Stack Wrap.
Yeah.
Like that is every brokerage, every team that is serious about their people using what they're offering them. And you can not only put your stuff into the brokerage team stuff, but people can customize and put their own stuff in too. Like that's Stack Wrap, STACKWRAP.com. If you're not using that as a broker or team, you're missing out. And when you come to a year from now, you're going to wish you signed up now before you're paying 3 times as much a year from now.
And then you're doing some really cool, like I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, but like AI stuff on behind the scenes, like with websites too.
I am. We're
I don't even know if you're really telling everyone this.
No, well, we
Have
got
you?
so overloaded. So
I'm
on
so
our
sorry.
site, so on our
Never
site,
mind.
yeah, so jaredjamestoday.com/GEO, the generative engine optimization. We actually have a team that is actually like 4 people working on their site to make it AI friendly so that AI platforms recommend you as the agent in the area.
pick it up,
because
yeah.
what AI looks for is completely different than Google or SEO or one of those things. So it's a lot of schema code and a lot of things that people just don't understand. So we have a team that does it. We just got somebody in our Facebook group yesterday. I just got recommended. Like we did the work for them like
that's
2
so
weeks ago,
cool.
and they're like, I just got a lead from
Yeah.
somebody who got it off of AI. Thank you, Jared. And I haven't promoted it. I can now promote it again because when I first promoted it, we got so freaking overloaded that it was like a crap show. Like trying to keep up with everything and people were
Yeah.
getting upset. We just got way too many signups. So now we're caught up. We can now get people again for anybody that wants to look at that. You also have a post out right now. If you were a real estate agent, what would you do? Is that is that accurate or no?
Yeah, everyone believes I am a real estate agent.
Yeah.
They think I am. And I just refer people.
So you just put it out on what?
Instead.
Instagram, Facebook,
Instagram,
LinkedIn,
Facebook, and just give
whatever?
my thoughts on if I was a real estate agent, this is what I would do.
Yeah. That's always
Yeah.
that was interesting.
And so, which I love, like the insight because I have the MLS background.
Yeah.
And so, anyways.
You have the
I
MLS
just thought-
background, and then you and I are together, so you hear and see a lot
Yeah,
of things,
in
and
the
you've
industry.
got a really unique
Yeah.
perspective on things. It's like I feel like people are always wanting you to like go run a brand or go do whatever, and I'm always over
They
here
come
like,
with
no,
with their
like,
MLS problems
yeah,
too.
like no,
And
I
rules.
want her, no, stay, no.
I know. I told him. I said, hey, like, I know I run a company, but could I apply for a job? He's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay.
Because she got
I
all these
really
people that
miss
reached
the
out. I'm
MLS.
like,
I
no,
really miss
no.
this. I'm like,
Anyway, Tom, any final thoughts?
I don't think so. No.
no.
Teddy, you good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's a happy boy. All right. Well, Grayson's home from school for the weekend, so
Yeah,
we're gonna
we're
go
gonna hang out
do
with the boys.
go do dinner with both boys, which is I can't tell you guys how happy I am to have both boys under the roof, under my roof. That's like such a cool
And
thing.
his wife.
Yes. Yes.
I just flew in yesterday, so
Yep.
it's nice.
And then just
Oh,
seeing them.
I thought you said Grayson's.
I know. I was trying to figure that out
No.
too. I was like, and
I
his
hope
wife.
he's
Who are you
not
talking
married.
about? Yeah.
I'm like, we don't know.
But no, just them seeing each other today when they got home from school, and they're like, just the brothers. They grew up together, and now they're kind of
That's cute.
separated. So that was really cool. So we're gonna go do some din with them. This will be out soon, guys. As always, like I said, if you're gonna be at the ERA convention, I'll see you there. I've got other live events coming up as well. Stay connected. Connectwithjared.com. A lot of live events coming up, so hopefully I'll get to see some of you in person. Come say hello. It's such a pleasure. It's why I love doing this podcast. It's more down to earth, more normal, more
Hey, I
just.
have a quick question before
Yeah.
you close out.
Yeah.
Some people are asking me, are you doing a mastermind? It's around this time you
Oh,
would
you're
normally
just bringing
do
it
it.
all up today.
It's usually around this time, like March, April,
Eventually.
and people have been asking, is he going to do one? Is he going to do one? Is he gonna, I'm like, I don't know.
I know.
Okay.
I will, guys. Talking about a social mastermind.
You're a Vegas social
Yeah,
mastermind.
I will do it. I've been asked by a lot of people. I will do it. I don't know when. It's all calendar, guys. It's all calendar. I will tell you that when and if that happens, when I announce it, just get on it quick because they book out quick.
Yeah, you
It's a
only have,
small
like, what, 20
room.
seats?
Yeah, small room. We do 2 full days on social, helping you to master it, like what it is.
Yeah.
And so much has changed, by the way. Even if you've been in one in the past, it's time to come back. Like, so much has changed. It's always changing. So, yeah, I didn't know you were going to ask that, but eventually.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I know. Believe me, I get that in my
Clock
DMs
is
almost every day.
ticking.
When are you doing it?
It's
When are you
March
going to do it?
next week. So.
I mean, I should do it. It's a good moneymaker. It's just calendar. I've become like a
I
nut
think everyone
with
is
calendar.
wanting it because the season's becoming really hot, and they want to start.
Yeah.
They just want. it.
And it's going to get hot. They want to get to Vegas. They want to get in, get to a pool party, and then come to the Vegas
Yes.
Mastermind.
Let's do it.
But yeah, I will do it eventually. It's just
Okay.
calendar, and to be honest, I got a lot going on, and the last couple of years were a little crazy travel-wise. So I said, how do you solve that? Let's go to Australia.
Yeah. Okay.
God.
Anyways,
Anyway, all right, guys.
that's a wrap.
Da-deeb. That's all, folks. Love you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, send it to somebody else, and give us a good review. I'd appreciate it. If you didn't enjoy it, forget us. Act like we never existed.
Yep.
Okay? We'll talk to you guys soon. Love you. Bye.
Bye.